So the whole objective of payment banks is to reach out to the underbanked and unbanked segments of the population who do not have access to banking systems around where they live and hence are unable to transact in a digital manner. They have to completely depend on cash, the proverbial cash under the pillow kind of people. Towards this, the main thing that we need to do as a technology enablement towards achieving this objective is to make sure that there is everything that is done is 100% digital. There is no form of paper, whether it means opening an account, whether it means transacting, whether it means enabling payments for all purposes, be it regular payments, bill payments, utility payments, purchases, all kinds of transactions. So the entire ecosystem is around building a platform which integrates with all different types of providers, merchants, and all kind of ecosystem players in a digital manner, including lenders, where you can do digital lending as well, in a manner that the entire process is free from manual intervention or paper-based intervention. It can be self-service, done on mobile, done over the web, done at the remotest corner of the country. That is the entire thrust of what we are building out as a technology platform. That's really what we are trying to do. So you're right, there are multiple banks coming up, and one of the key issues that we have is that banks which traditionally use the branch banking approaches find it difficult to open branches at remote locations. There are other banks that are completely digital but are completely focused on just mobile apps and web apps. Even that alone is not sufficient, because the fact remains that the largest section of the population still either does not have smartphones, or even if they do have smartphones, they live in areas where they do not have 3G and 4G networks where these apps can run on those smartphones. Hence, it is important that we reach out to this section of population using technologies like USSD and DSTK and those kinds of technologies, whereby even a person using an old-fashioned phone living in a very remote area where he can only operate on a 2G network can easily send and make payments and do all kinds of transactions just on the basis of simple SMS kind of protocols. So that is our entire differentiation in terms of how we would like to reach out to the largest section of population in comparison with some of the other players who are trying to do things. So as a digital bank, the biggest advantage that we will have is clearly the scalability and reach, because we are not limited by physical location constraints or the people availability constraints at each location in terms of staff of our own bank at each place and that kind of thing. It's a digital mode of expansion. And ironically, that is also the challenge, because for most customers today, a digital only bank is still a concept that has not yet taken off in the country. It's not that there are people that would just come everywhere and just open accounts and start transacting with the purely digital bank that doesn't have any form of physical presence. So ironically, the same advantage is also at a point the challenge that we face by being a purely digital bank. That really sums up where we are at this point in time. Being a purely digital onboarding platform, customer acquisition in itself may be lesser of a challenge. It will be a challenge, but it is a little lesser of a challenge because we are going to be completely digital. The ability to reach out to a large section is there. So that is going to be there, but definitely the challenge is going to be to get customers to transact. It's not just about opening an account first up, it's about regularly transacting and making that as your primary account. And that is definitely going to be a huge challenge, and that's really what payment banks are all about. That's definitely something that we're trying to figure out, and the way to solve it is to try and make as many transactions enabled for the customer at all places as possible. It's like a platform kind of a banking where the saying goes, the best app is the app which is not an app at all. It's there everywhere. If you have your bank not inside one app, but inside all your regular apps, it's there inside your Facebook, it's there inside your WhatsApp, it's there inside your LinkedIn, and that's the best app rather than just being an app of its own in a corner. So that's really what we're trying to deal with at this point in time.